Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
First, Michigan State with a win over Rutgers, ho-hum, except for the fact that Steven Izzo gets his first career points. An and one, and Tom Izzo was visibly excited. His kid's been on the team. I think this is fifth year as a walk-on and finally gets on the board his first career points. So that was kind of cool. But what was, to me, more telling than anything was Michigan State finally really shooting it well from three. They were 12 for 25 from three. That was obviously a sticking point earlier in the season. Listen, the Spartans aren't fully back yet, and I'm not sure they're ever going to be back to what we thought they were going to be preseason when some of us, myself, ranked them top five. But here's my question to you, Tio. Can they do some damage in the NCAA tournament? They're going to get in. We know they're going to get in with Izzo. They get in every year. They have Tyson Walker, sort of a star. Jaden Akins has been okay, and Malik has been okay, and A.J. Huggart's been okay. Now they got Jackson Kohler back, a big who can score. Do you have any faith that this team can actually do some damage in a couple months?
You know what? What wins in the NCAA tournament? Toughness, rebounding, and good guard play. And Hogard hasn't been as good as what a lot of people thought. John Fanta loves to bring up the fact that he challenged the media day and then has not been great since then. But I think that first half, we have our text thread or whatever. That first half is like pulling teeth. I mean, it might as well have been a root canal. It was brutal to watch. But the thing is as they start to find their offense a little bit, if they're able to hit shots, completely changes the dynamic in which we can look at this team, because we know that they have big physical dudes, especially at the 3, 4, 5. It's a matter of, are they able to hit enough shots? And that's been their problem pretty much all year. The wild thing to me, guys, is when you look at their metrics, when you look at their offense and their defense, on KenPom, for example, they're both top 25 on both. Like, that's insane to me, considering their records 10-7. If they go up and they get the right matchups, of course they can do damage, because what they do well, and that's defend and be tough, that wins in the NCAA tournament. I think Tyson Walker needs to have big games, but outside of that, that's kind of where we're at.
McCall, don't put your coaching hat on either. Listen, I don't want your coaching hat on today for this entire show. I want you to take that hat and throw it in the garbage and be one of us.
Nice hat, by the way.
Be one of
us.
I
like your hat. Nice hat.
All right, thank you.
Nice
I work for you.
Nice
I work for you.
Yeah. Okay. Look, if you can make shots and you can defend, you're going to win games, and you're going to win games in March. Bottom line, they made shots tonight. Rutgers was hard to watch. I mean, their offense was abysmal, and you expect more from Rutgers, especially with everything they had coming back. And that was we on our text thread, just looking at it, was like, man, like T.O. just alluded to this. It was not a lot of fun to watch in the first half. I'm looking at Michigan State's schedule and I'm saying, okay, this is a huge 3 weeks for them, and they took care of business today. They got Minnesota at home, they're at Maryland, at Wisconsin, Michigan at home, Maryland at home, at Minnesota. All right, so you're looking at that and you're like, okay, at Wisconsin is going to be a really difficult game, because Wisconsin is clearly the second best team in the Big Ten right now. I don't think anybody would even argue that or even question that. So you got to win those other games, just in terms of where they're going to be in NCAA tournament, making it 26 straight for Tom Izzo. But if they're going to shoot it like they did tonight, and I thought the other thing too, or this afternoon, the other thing too was just the balance. It wasn't just Tyson Walker exploding.
Yeah.
The other night when they lost, A.J. Hogard took 19 field goals. Tyson Walker took 17. I think the next closest guy may have taken 7. Like, to have balance on the offensive end of the floor is going to be key for them going forward. But if they can defend and they can make threes, look, if you line up and play them in March, I mean, and you're on the opposing staff, like, whatever their seed is, you want to call it the 8-9 game, wherever they get seeded. And again, depending on the run that they go on, you're like, man, we got to play Michigan State in this game. So I think they're a dangerous team. Tyson Walker, one of the best guards in the country, but they got to defend. They got to make threes. And this next, really up until that game at home against Illinois, the only game they could really drop, in my opinion, and I'm, again, not hitting the panic button, is, at Wisconsin. They got to win these other games, because Maryland, not an NCAA tournament team. Minnesota on the bubble right now. And that's it. And then Michigan, not an NCAA tournament team. You can't drop bad games at this point in the year for them.
Yeah, listen, I'm kind of in the same spot with Michigan State. I think if they get the right matchups in the NCAA tournament, could they win two and get to the Sweet? Sure. I mean, the gap isn't that great, right? There aren't a lot of great teams that you put them up against and say, hey, if they make 50% of their threes, they're not going to have a chance to beat them. Kohler's got to be able to give them something they haven't really had, and maybe they got to outscore some teams, because he can score in the post. You can give him the ball in the post, and that will help some of those other guys, because right now, Matty Sissoko can't really score in the post. We know that. Carson Cooper can't really give him a whole lot. Kohler gives him something different. And I think, again, Jaden Akins to me has been, as much as I don't want to say rip on Hoggard, but we criticize Hoggard for his up and down season. Jaden Akins was a guy to me that had to step it up, and he just hasn't. He's been healthy this year. Last year he was hurt. He needed to be a consistent number 2 guy to Tyson Walker, and he has not been that. And until he becomes that this year, I'm just not sure Michigan State's going to be anything more than, maybe a one-and-done type team for the most part in the NCAA tournament.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.